Over 60? Eat these three cheeses to rebuild muscle and fight sarcopenia. Cheese, that beloved staple in so many kitchens, often carries a heavy burden of misconceptions. We frequently hear warnings: too fatty, too salty, too much of an indulgence. It's true that some types of cheese, especially in excessive amounts, might not be the healthiest choice for everyone. However, what if I revealed a surprising truth? What if I told you that certain specific cheeses, when chosen wisely and consumed correctly, could actually become your allies in the fight to rebuild and maintain strong muscles, especially after the age of 65? It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But it is. The surprising secret to effectively combating sarcopenia, that insidious, silent loss of muscle mass that so many older adults face, might truly be residing right there in your refrigerator, perhaps quietly tucked away in its wrapper, just waiting for you to discover its amazing potential. In this comprehensive guide, I am thrilled to share with you three distinct types of cheese, each carefully selected for its unique nutritional profile. These aren't just any cheeses. They are particularly rich in the high-quality proteins, beneficial fats, and essential micronutrients that your aging muscles so desperately need to thrive. These aren't simply your average, everyday snack cheeses you might grab thoughtlessly. Far from it, they are potent, all-natural tools for muscle repair and growth, and I've seen firsthand how effective they can be. Increasingly, doctors and dedicated researchers in the field of gerontology are quietly, yet consistently, recommending them as valuable additions to the diets of seniors over 65. So, I urge you to stay with me until the very end of this presentation. I will not only unveil these three incredible cheeses, but also show you the precise, practical ways to enjoy them for maximum strength-building benefits and minimum health risks. I'm Dr. Thomas Reed, and after dedicating nearly 3 decades, almost 30 years of my career to helping older adults regain and preserve their strength, improve their mobility, and enhance their overall quality of life, I've stumbled upon something truly surprising and profound. It's a revelation that challenges conventional wisdom. The right kind of cheese isn't merely safe to eat. It can, in fact, be one of the most remarkably effective and delicious foods for preserving precious muscle mass and fostering new growth long after you've celebrated your 65th birthday. Sarcopenia, that pervasive and often undiscussed silent muscle loss that impacts millions worldwide, affecting their independence and vitality, is absolutely not an inevitable part of growing older. Today, I am going to empower you by showing you exactly how three readily available and wonderfully delicious everyday cheeses can become your secret weapons, helping you to stay strong, maintain your balance, and live a life of greater independence for far longer than you might have ever imagined possible. So, please do yourself a favor, grab a pen and a piece of paper, because I assure you, this is information you are most definitely going to want to write down and remember. Let me start with what might seem like a rather humble and perhaps old-fashioned choice: cottage cheese. And I completely understand what you might be thinking right now. For many, cottage cheese might instantly conjure up images of those restrictive, often unsatisfying diet plans from the 1980s, perhaps served blandly with canned peaches. However, please set those outdated perceptions aside, because this unassuming, modest cheese is actually one of the most powerful and effective muscle-building foods readily available to older adults today. Its benefits are truly remarkable. Here's precisely what makes cottage cheese so incredibly special and why it deserves a prominent place in your diet. When you consume just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese, you are providing your body with an impressive 14 grams of exceptionally high-quality protein. And the best part? It delivers all this nutritional punch for a mere 81 calories. To put that into perspective, almost 70% of the total calories in cottage cheese are derived directly from protein. Now, let's compare that with a more common choice, like regular cheddar cheese, where only about 24% of the calories typically come from protein. When you see that stark difference, it becomes abundantly clear why cottage cheese truly stands in a league of its own as a protein powerhouse. But the benefits of cottage cheese extend far beyond just its sheer quantity of protein. This remarkable cheese contains over 1 gram of a crucial amino acid called leucine in every half-cup serving. Think of leucine as the indispensable key that turns the ignition and starts your muscle-building engine. As we naturally get older, our muscles, unfortunately, become a bit more stubborn, a little less responsive to signals for growth and repair. They simply require a greater amount of leucine to effectively receive that muscle-building message. Scientific research indicates that older adults need approximately 3 grams of leucine at each major meal to truly activate and trigger significant muscle protein synthesis. That is, the process of building new muscle tissue. So, by enjoying just 1 serving of cottage cheese, you're already getting about 1/3 of the way towards meeting that critical leucine requirement. It's an incredibly efficient way to boost your leucine intake. What I particularly appreciate and frequently recommend about cottage cheese for my older patients is its exceptional ease of consumption. A common complaint I hear is that many individuals struggle with chewing tough meats, or they report a diminished appetite as they've aged, making it harder to get adequate protein. Cottage cheese, with its wonderfully soft, creamy texture, is incredibly gentle on both your teeth and your entire digestive system. It requires minimal chewing and is digested smoothly. You can enjoy it straight from the container for a quick and easy snack, mix it with fresh fruit for a nutritious and delicious breakfast, or even seamlessly blend it into your favorite smoothies where you won't even taste its presence, yet you'll reap all its benefits. The primary protein found in cottage cheese is something called casein, and for older adults, this particular detail is really profoundly important. Casein is what we refer to as a slow-release protein. This means that, unlike faster digesting proteins, it provides a steady, sustained stream of essential amino acids to your muscles over a much longer period, typically spanning 6 to 8 hours. It's akin to having a time-release muscle protector diligently working for you throughout your entire day, or even overnight. This characteristic makes casein, and therefore cottage cheese, especially valuable at night. Consuming cottage cheese before bed can play a significant role in helping to prevent your body from breaking down existing muscle tissue for energy while you sleep, a process that unfortunately accelerates during periods of fasting, like overnight. The body of research supporting the benefits of cottage cheese is genuinely impressive and continues to grow. Numerous studies, including those involving nearly 1,000 elderly participants, have consistently shown that those individuals who thoughtfully incorporated cottage cheese as a regular part of their daily routine experienced significant gains in muscle mass over time. The slow-digesting casein protein, in particular, was found to be exceptionally effective at maintaining muscle integrity and preventing loss, even during periods when participants weren't particularly active. This underscores its protective qualities. Now, allow me to provide you with some practical and delicious ways to seamlessly integrate cottage cheese into your daily routine. For a refreshing and protein-packed breakfast, try mixing it with a generous handful of fresh berries. Think blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries, and add a delicate drizzle of natural honey. The natural sweetness of the fruit and honey makes it a truly delightful start to your day, and this combination also provides you with valuable antioxidants alongside your protein. If you lean towards savory flavors, a wonderful option is to mix cottage cheese with finely chopped tomatoes, crisp cucumber, and fresh herbs like fragrant dill or vibrant chives. This creates a light yet satisfying meal. For lunch, cottage cheese can serve as an excellent protein-rich base for creamy dips or flavorful spreads. Imagine it mixed with a little garlic and onion powder, then served with raw vegetables. At dinner, it works wonderfully when mixed into comforting casseroles, adding richness and protein, or even as a lighter, healthier substitute for traditional ricotta cheese in your favorite pasta dishes. If you initially find the texture of cottage cheese a bit unfamiliar or challenging, a fantastic tip is to blend it thoroughly with your favorite fruits to create a silky smooth protein smoothie. You honestly won't taste the cottage cheese at all, but you'll still reap every single one of those incredible muscle-building benefits. Some of my patients have even discovered that it makes a surprisingly good and healthier substitute for mayonnaise in chicken or tuna salad, adding a creamy texture with a protein boost. For the best and most impactful results, aim to consume between half a cup to a full cup of cottage cheese daily. I particularly emphasize having it at breakfast. Why? Because after fasting all night during sleep, your muscles are in their most receptive state, like sponges eagerly awaiting protein first thing in the morning. That morning serving of cottage cheese can powerfully set you up for enhanced muscle protein synthesis and better overall muscle building throughout the entire day. Our second powerhouse is Parmesan cheese, concentrated nutrition. Now let's turn our attention to our second incredible muscle building champion. And this one might genuinely surprise you, perhaps challenging your current perception of it. We're talking about Parmesan cheese, or as the Italians so eloquently call it, Parmigiano Reggiano. You might typically think of Parmesan as just a condiment, something you simply sprinkle sparingly over a bowl of pasta to add a touch of flavor. However, this magnificent, hard, aged cheese is, in reality, one of the most remarkably nutrient-dense and potent muscle-building foods you can possibly find. Its nutritional profile is truly exceptional for its size. Here's precisely what makes authentic Parmesan so truly remarkable and worth incorporating into your diet. Just 1 ounce, which is roughly the size of your thumb, contains an astonishing over 10 grams of complete protein. This incredible concentration makes it one of the highest protein by weight cheeses available anywhere. For older adults, who might find themselves eating smaller portions than they used to due to decreased appetite or other factors, this unparalleled concentration of nutrients in a small serving is absolutely invaluable. It means you get a powerful protein punch without having to eat a large quantity. But here's where Parmesan cheese gets even more profoundly interesting and beneficial, especially for an aging digestive system. During its extensive aging process, which, for authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, must take a minimum of 24 months, 2 full years, something truly special and transformative occurs. Natural enzymes, inherent to the cheese itself, meticulously break down the complex proteins into much smaller, more easily digestible pieces. It's almost as if the cheese has undergone a pre-digestion process for you, making it significantly gentler on your stomach and entire digestive system. This particular characteristic is enormously important for older adults because as we age, our digestive systems often don't work quite as efficiently or robustly as they did in our younger years. Many of my patients frequently tell me they experience bloating, discomfort, or a general heaviness after consuming protein-rich foods. However, Parmesan, precisely because of its unique and prolonged aging process, is remarkably gentle and incredibly easy to digest, often without any adverse effects. In fact, after its 2 years of extensive aging, authentic Parmigiano Reggiano contains virtually no lactose whatsoever. This means that even individuals who are sensitive or completely intolerant to lactose can typically enjoy it without experiencing any of the common digestive problems associated with dairy. Parmesan isn't just a protein powerhouse, though. Its nutritional benefits extend further. This incredible cheese is also a magnificent source of calcium. A single ounce provides an impressive 331 milligrams of calcium, which accounts for about 25% of your recommended daily intake. Now, you might initially be thinking, calcium is primarily for strong bones, right? And yes, you are absolutely correct. Calcium is crucial for bone health. However, what many people don't realize is that your muscles also critically need calcium to function optimally. Every single muscle contraction, from a blink of an eye to lifting a heavy object, requires calcium to work properly. Without an adequate supply of calcium, your muscles simply cannot contract or function at their best, regardless of how much protein you might be consuming. Recent research has even uncovered a fascinating link between calcium and muscle loss in older adults. Studies have indicated that individuals who consistently don't get enough daily calcium have a significantly higher risk of losing muscle mass as they age. So, when you savor Parmesan, You're not just providing your body with premium protein for building and repairing muscle, you're also supplying the vital calcium those very muscles need to contract efficiently and function correctly. Now, I understand what some of you might be contemplating. Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano can indeed be a bit of an investment, often carrying a higher price tag. However, here's the crucial insight about Parmesan. Precisely because it is so incredibly concentrated in flavor and nutrients, you genuinely do not need to consume very much of it to reap significant benefits. Just 1 to 2 ounces daily is often sufficient to make a meaningful difference in your overall muscle health and nutritional intake. To put that into perspective, that's only about 2 tablespoons when you grate it fresh. And speaking of grating it fresh, this is an extremely important point. Those pre-graded containers you often find in the store simply do not compare to the real thing in terms of flavor, texture, or even nutritional quality. When you grate Parmesan fresh from a wedge, you experience a vastly superior flavor, a richer aroma, and better overall nutrition. You'll also discover that you'll be satisfied with much smaller amounts because the taste is so intensely rich and complex. Allow me to offer some simple and delicious ways to effortlessly incorporate Parmesan into your daily routine. For breakfast, try grating it generously over your scrambled eggs. That simple combination instantly provides you with well over 20 grams of high-quality protein, setting you up for a strong and energetic start to your day. At lunch, sprinkle it liberally over your soups and salads. Its rich, savory, umami flavor elevates everything it touches, making your meals far more appealing and satisfying. For dinner, use it to add depth and flavor to roasted vegetables, or get creative and build a simple, protein-rich gratin with cauliflower or broccoli florets. You can even enjoy small, satisfying chunks of Parmesan as a quick, elegant snack, perhaps paired with a few nuts or a slice of apple. The unique combination of protein, calcium, and its incredibly rich, complex flavor makes it exceptionally satisfying and keeps hunger at bay. When purchasing, always look for wheels clearly marked Parmigiano Reggiano with those distinctive pin dot markings around the rind. It truly is worth investing in authentic Parmesan because its superior nutrition and unparalleled flavor mean you'll be completely satisfied with smaller amounts, making it surprisingly economical in the long run. Our third secret weapon is ricotta cheese, the fast-acting muscle builder. Our third remarkable muscle-building cheese is ricotta, and this one holds a very special secret, a unique characteristic that truly sets it apart from almost all other cheeses. Ricotta is traditionally made from whey, which is the nutrient-rich liquid byproduct left over from the cheese-making process of other firmer cheeses. This might initially sound like it's just a secondary component, a leftover, but in fact, it is precisely this origin that endows ricotta with some truly incredible and uniquely powerful muscle-building properties. Allow me to elaborate on precisely why this particular characteristic matters so much, especially for older adults. When you consume most traditional cheeses, you are primarily ingesting casein protein, which, as we discussed with cottage cheese, digests slowly and provides a sustained release of amino acids over several hours. While this slow release is highly beneficial in many contexts, ricotta offers something different. Ricotta contains a significant amount of whey protein, and whey protein is widely recognized as the fastest absorbing protein you can possibly eat. Your body is capable of absorbing and beginning to utilize whey protein within a remarkably short time frame, often as quickly as 30 to 60 minutes after consumption. For the crucial task of building and repairing muscle in older adults, this speed of absorption truly makes a significant difference. Think about it this way: if you've just completed a brisk walk around your neighborhood, finished some light gardening, or engaged in any form of physical activity, your muscles are in an active state, primed and ready, eagerly waiting for a rapid influx of nutrients to kickstart recovery and growth. When you eat ricotta, those fast-absorbing whey proteins quickly reach your muscles precisely when they can utilize them most effectively for immediate repair and synthesis. A half-cup serving of whole milk ricotta provides a robust 14 grams of protein, a similar quantity to cottage cheese, but with a distinctly different and equally beneficial amino acid profile. Ricotta is particularly abundant in what scientists refer to as branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, which include leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These special amino acids possess a unique and highly efficient ability to travel directly to your muscle tissue, bypassing your liver entirely, meaning they get right to work on muscle repair and growth without delay. What makes ricotta especially invaluable and appealing for older adults is its incredibly smooth, exquisitely creamy texture. Many of my patients who experience dental issues, such as sensitive teeth or dentures, or who have difficulty swallowing, a condition known as dysphagia, find ricotta much easier and more comfortable to eat than other, more fibrous or chewy protein sources. It's naturally mild in flavor, which means it won't overpower or compete with other foods, and it blends beautifully and seamlessly into a vast array of both sweet and savory dishes, making it incredibly versatile. Ricotta is also naturally lower in sodium compared to most other cheeses. It typically contains only about 100 milligrams of sodium per half cup serving, a stark contrast to over 400 milligrams found in many other common cheeses. This lower sodium content is a particularly important benefit for many older adults who need to carefully monitor their sodium intake for optimal heart health and blood pressure management. The research specifically on ricotta cheese is also particularly impressive and compelling. In one notable study, participants who regularly consumed about 3/4 of a cup of ricotta daily didn't just experience significant gains in muscle mass. They also demonstrated remarkable improvements in their balance test scores and their overall physical performance. The men participating in this study, in particular, showed especially dramatic improvements in their muscle strength over a relatively short period of just 90 days. But there's yet another significant benefit to ricotta that often gets overlooked in discussions about muscle building. The whey protein found in ricotta has been consistently shown to help lower blood pressure and contribute to improved cardiovascular health. So, when you choose ricotta, you're not just effectively building and preserving muscle, you're also actively supporting your heart health simultaneously. For older adults, this dual benefit, muscle support combined with cardiovascular wellness, is incredibly valuable and makes ricotta a truly exceptional choice. Ricotta is astonishingly versatile in the kitchen, making it a culinary delight. Unlike cottage cheese, which possesses a very distinctive granular texture, ricotta is wonderfully smooth and creamy, with a mild, almost neutral flavor that integrates seamlessly into almost anything you can imagine. For breakfast, a delightful idea is to mix ricotta with just a touch of honey and a dash of cinnamon, then spread it generously on whole grain toast. It's like enjoying a protein-rich, healthier version of cream cheese, both satisfying and nutritious. For lunch, ricotta makes an excellent and wholesome base for dips. Blend it with your favorite herbs and spices, then serve it with an assortment of crisp vegetables, or spread it generously in sandwiches as a flavorful and protein-packed alternative to mayonnaise. At dinner, ricotta can be elegantly stuffed into vegetables like bell peppers or zucchini for a wholesome meal, layered into hearty casseroles, or mixed into your favorite pasta sauces to make them both creamy and significantly more protein-rich. You can even creatively use ricotta in desserts. Mix it with a little cocoa powder and a touch of honey for a surprisingly healthy and light chocolate mousse, or blend it with your favorite fruits for a protein-packed and refreshing smoothie. Some of my more adventurous patients have even successfully incorporated ricotta into their baking, replacing a portion of the flour in pancakes or muffins to significantly boost the protein content of their treats. When you are purchasing ricotta, I recommend opting for whole milk ricotta for maximum protein, satiety, and flavor. While part skim versions are lower in calories, they may not provide the same robust muscle-building benefits and creamy satisfaction. Look for brands with minimal ingredients, ideally just milk, a coagulant like vinegar or citric acid, and salt. The absolute best time to eat ricotta is within 2 hours after any kind of physical activity, even something as simple and gentle as gardening or taking a leisurely walk. Because of its rapidly absorbing whey protein, ricotta provides swift and efficient amino acid delivery directly to your muscles during that critical post-activity window, precisely when they are most ready and receptive to repair and grow. Now that you possess the knowledge of which specific cheeses to eat, let's delve into another equally crucial aspect: when to eat them. Because timing, believe it or not, can make a monumental difference in how effectively these powerful cheeses work for your body. This is where recent, cutting-edge research has unveiled some truly fascinating insights that challenge and even go against what many people have traditionally believed about eating patterns, especially for muscle health. For decades, we've been consistently told that dinner should be our largest and most substantial meal of the day. And while a nourishing dinner is certainly important, when it comes to the specific goal of building and preserving muscle after the age of 65, breakfast is, unequivocally, your single most important and overlooked opportunity. Here's precisely why this matters so profoundly. After sleeping soundly all night, your body has been in a prolonged fasting state, typically for 8 to 10 hours or even longer. During this extended period, your body, in its continuous effort to provide energy for essential bodily functions, like breathing, maintaining body temperature, and brain activity, has actually been breaking down a small amount of muscle tissue. Your very first meal of the day, breakfast, is your prime chance, your golden opportunity to immediately flip the physiological switch from a state of muscle breakdown to a state of robust muscle building. Research conclusively shows that older adults who thoughtfully consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast maintain significantly better muscle protein synthesis throughout the entire day, compared to those who opt for a typical low-protein breakfast consisting of, say, just toast and coffee. Yet shockingly, most people over 65 consume, on average, only about 8 grams of protein at breakfast. That meager amount is not even close to being enough to effectively trigger the crucial muscle building process. This is precisely where our three incredible cheeses become exceptionally powerful and indispensable tools. Imagine starting your day with a breakfast that strategically combines half a cup of cottage cheese, perhaps mixed with a handful of fresh berries for added antioxidants and natural sweetness, then generously topped with an ounce of freshly grated Parmesan. This combination alone provides you with an impressive 24 grams of high-quality protein and over 2 grams of critical leucine. That's more than enough to decisively switch your body from a catabolic, muscle-breaking down state to an anabolic, muscle-building state, setting a powerful tone for the rest of your day. But optimizing your protein intake isn't just about breakfast. It's also profoundly about how you strategically distribute protein throughout your entire day. Many older adults inadvertently follow what I refer to as the light, heavy eating pattern. They consume very little protein at breakfast and lunch, then attempt to compensate for this deficit with a very large portion of meat or other protein at dinner. Unfortunately, this imbalanced approach doesn't work effectively for aging muscles. Your muscles have a limited capacity to utilize protein for building new tissue at any one time, typically around 25 to 35 grams. If you consume, for instance, 60 grams of protein at dinner in one sitting, your body cannot efficiently store or utilize all that extra protein for later muscle building. It's an inefficient use of nutrients. It's akin to trying to water a thirsty plant by dumping an entire bucket of water on it just once a day, instead of providing it with smaller, more consistent amounts of water throughout the day. The plant can only absorb so much at once, and the rest simply runs off. The ideal and most effective pattern for fighting muscle loss and promoting growth is to aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein at each of your three main meals. This might look like a delightful half cup of cottage cheese mixed with fruit at breakfast, a satisfying sandwich filled with ricotta and fresh vegetables at lunch, and your regular dinner, perhaps elevated with a sprinkle of freshly grated Parmesan. There's one more timing secret that can truly amplify your results and significantly boost your muscle building efforts. If you engage in any form of physical activity, even something as simple as a 15-minute walk around your neighborhood or some light gardening, make it a priority to consume one of these muscle-building cheeses within 2 hours afterward. Research clearly shows that the powerful combination of physical activity followed by protein intake creates a much more potent muscle-building response than either exercise or protein consumption alone. This isn't to say you need to engage in vigorous, sweat-inducing workouts. Even gentle activities like walking, stretching, or performing household chores that involve some physical effort count as valuable physical activity for your muscles. The crucial element is eating protein while your muscles are still in that responsive, anabolic state, primed for repair and growth after being active. One of the most common and important questions I receive from my patients is precisely how much cheese they should be eating each day to achieve these benefits. Let me provide you with clear, specific, and practical guidelines based on what the most current and robust research indicates works best for older adults.